You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Right now, Tropical Storm Michael is dumping rain on Virginia and Maryland, still packing strong winds.
And although the worst part may be over for the destruction from Michael, many communities are still in danger as thousands are without power and trees are on homes.
And local organizations are on their way to help storm victims. What you can do to help. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And good morning, folks. Glad you're with us on this Friday morning. We've made it to Friday. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jess Daldrick. Let's head over to Josh Stone, who's in the Weather Center with our first alert weather forecast. Josh.
All right. Thanks so much, Jess and Ray. I'm in for John Scalzi today as the day off. We're waking up to beautiful temperatures outside, 78 degrees. And the humidity, well, it looks pretty high right now, but as we go through the day, things are going to start to become more comfortable. Drier air moving in. Our radar, not much on it. This is actually on clear air mode because there's nothing to really show you here for the Suncoast. A little further south, a few showers offshore. Day planner looks like this. Lots of sun in it, and high is very tolerable in the mid-80s with lower dew points. When I return, we'll talk more about the tropics. Some activity out there, but the good news is Michael will be moving over water and away from the United States. Back to you.
All right, good to hear. Thank you, Josh. Our roving camera this morning is stationed at Fruitville and 301, a busy spot there on the cusp of downtown Sarasota. Not a lot of activity right now, of course, but it'll build up as the morning commute progresses. Let's go to the maps now. Here's the scene first off in Manatee County. A little build up there in downtown Bradenton as you come off the bridge from Palmetto, the DeSoto Bridge. Also 301 northbound already, some congestion there as you cross over State Road 70. Let's check farther south now. Here's the northern half of Sarasota County. Little buildup there on Stickney Point Road after you get past Swift Road and head toward 41. Not sure what's going on there already. And then our final map to the south will show us, drum roll please. No? All right, oh, there we go. Little no problems right now at 5:02 on your Friday morning. Our top story this morning, the devastation Hurricane Michael left behind in Florida and Georgia. Look at this drone video from our sister station in Albany, Georgia. Although the storm has long since left the southeast, recovery is just underway. Hurricane Michael killed 6 people across 3 states, and crews are now going door to door looking for anybody who may still be trapped inside their homes.
And we're learning more about one of the victims who was killed during Hurricane Michael. 11-year-old Sarah Radney died in Seminole County, Georgia, after a metal carport was lifted into the air and crashed into her grandparents' house. The 6th grader's dad says words aren't enough to describe her. He said his daughter loved singing, dancing, playing the trumpet, and making people smile. She was one of 6 siblings.
As the storm moved north through the Carolinas, where the ground is already soft after Hurricane Florence, trees are falling into homes and bringing down power lines. One Charlotte resident says a tree fell on his house while his family was inside.
My heart skipped a beat, it really did. I said, Lord, I don't want to go this way, please. I don't want to be, underneath a tree in my house.
That wouldn't be good. Young says he heard a loud boom and his entire house shook. Fortunately, everybody inside was okay.
One way you can help Hurricane Michael victims is to donate blood. Blood banks that were affected by the storm can't accept donations right now, and it could be days before they are able to reopen. Those blood banks are now relying on donors from other areas. The Suncoast Blood Bank is asking people to donate blood and platelets, especially those with O negative and O positive blood types, which will be in high demand.
On another unfortunate sidebar in our storm coverage now, a homeless man in North Florida is behind bars for allegedly touching a 6-year-old girl at a hurricane evacuation center. According to the Okaloosa County Sheriff, they charged 60-year-old John Stapleton with lewd and lascivious molestation of somebody under 12 years of age. A witness told deputies she saw a recording of the child being touched underneath her clothes. He later admits to touching her, but he said not in a lewd manner.
Hurricane Michael uncovered a piece of Suncoast history on Lido Beach. A historian confirmed to ABC7 that pieces of concrete that litter the sand were actually part of the Lido Beach Casino, torn down decades ago. The casino was built in 1940 to help boost tourism, offering a little something for everyone. It became the hub of Sarasota's social and cultural life. Sporting events were held there. There was a swimming pool, dancing and dining. But if the casino was torn down over 40 years ago, then why are parts of the building's concrete just showing up now? A historian explains.
They burned some of it. I know that. I've seen the fire. And some of it they carted away. And then some of it they just dumped into the Gulf.
The city says they plan on removing the small pieces of concrete in the sand. It's part of their short-term renourishment project. However, they will keep the big pieces there because removing them could create a bigger need for sand on the beach.
Moat marine scientists are trying to find out the impact of Hurricane Michael on red tide. They say the high winds pushed the toxic algae bloom offshore before the storm. Now, 2 days later, Moat says it's still too soon to tell if we got enough rain and wind to break up the cells permanently. Their most recent testing took place before the storm. They'll do another round on Monday.
Local animal shelters are in desperate need of help this week. This is a result of Hurricane Michael. Nate's Honor Animal Rescue in Lakewood Ranch has taken in 61 dogs and cats, and they say they're taking in even more coming up soon. These animals are coming from shelters that had to be evacuated as a result of the storm. Many of them surrendered by their owners as they left.
You never know when another hurricane's going to pop up and the need will be again. So, we'll get these guys in and out. If we can get some adoptions, we can take more. We know the next coming days are going to be crucial for people that are coming home and finding their homes destroyed.
Nate's is now in need of financial help. They're also looking for people to adopt or foster some of those animals. A local man who was a champion for the homeless, mentally ill, and others who needed help has passed away. Harvey Vengroff employed hundreds of workers and was a landlord for thousands of low-income workers.
Our Marla Spence has a closer look now at his contributions to our area. She's live in the newsroom. Marla?
Hey, Ray and Jess, the community is mourning the loss of this man. He's known as a champion for leading the way and also leading the effort to find affordable housing for so many right here on the Suncoast. Take a look. This is Harvey Vengroff. He passed away early Thursday morning with his family by his side, including his wife Carol, after battling some health issues. He was 77 years old. Now, for years, Vengroff dedicated his life to building affordable housing by transforming old hotels and motels into apartments for many right here on the Suncoast who could not afford housing. Now, helping people was truly dear to Vengroff's heart. Over the last couple years, he helped 19 people become millionaires with their ideas by just showing them the way. Vengroff ran his business helping others with both his sons, Mark and Travis.
Today, the world lost a great man and a father to a lot of people.
I felt like he lived a very great life, and he was with us and gave us a lot of tools that we need to succeed, us being his kids and family. And him being gone, I'll miss him.
And the Vengroff brothers say they will continue to build their father's legacy and the affordable housing foundation that his father built. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Marla. Ray, I know you and Harvey were actually close friends.
Yeah, we were good friends. Here's a picture of us 2 months ago having brunch with our respective wives. And he was one of the most unique guys I ever knew. And he had a project pending right now on Fruitville Road, directly aimed at waiters and waitresses and workforce housing. I'm not sure how that's going to play out now, if his sons or his partners will still execute that project that's received some pushback from City Hall in Sarasota.
I sure hope so, because every time that I've talked to him, obviously affordable housing was his passion. So
yeah,
it would be great to see his sons, live his legacy and continue on with.
He went from going door to door with a Great Dane as a bill collector to building it to a multi-billion-dollar business worldwide.
Yeah, he was talking to me just the other week about how he was building affordable housing in places like Seattle, closer to home, Orlando. So
and along the way, you'd never know he was so wealthy. Jean shorts and a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's what he was always in, his red T-shirt. Yep.
Very humble guy. We'll miss him. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a trending topic on social media, what singer Kanye West discussed at the White House yesterday.
And coming up a little later in the hour, a devastating time for folks in the Panhandle and in Georgia. And now crews are working overtime to make sure families are safe.
And speaking of Georgia, this is a live look right now at the capital of the Peach State. There is downtown Atlanta. Let's get a look at our forecast locally now. And for John Scalzi, here's Josh Stone.
Okay, Ray, yeah, beautiful conditions today. Lots of sunshine in our forecast. Temperature is very mild in the mid-80s. But what about the tropics? There is some more activity out there, and we'll break this down for you when we return after the break. Stay with us.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making the connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
Saturdays at midnight on ABC 7.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure. We visit a sanctuary dedicated to rescuing abused and neglected horses.
The hardest part is not being able to take a horse in, because we have limited space.
And
come here. Yes, give me kisses. Yes, don't let him lick your face.
If you're a dog lover, there is no doubt you have gotten doggy kisses before. Our Inspector Planet is testing the theory of how clean a dog's mouth really is.
Happy Friday to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. Well, here is post-tropical storm Michael. Remember, it was a strong category 4 hurricane the other day. Now it's raked up the eastern seaboard, and it's just going to be a long day for Long Island with very heavy rain coming down into New York and Connecticut. But this will be drifting out into the Atlantic Ocean, has sustained winds right now 65 miles per hour. But get this, it's going to stay intact as an area of low pressure track all the way across the Atlantic here and head towards Spain and France and bring them some heavy wet weather. So we'll watch it, but obviously it's going to be tracking away from the United States. Other areas to point out, we have a hurricane. This is Leslie. That's moving to the east, and Nadine, which is getting kind of sheared right now. So really, we're not expecting any of these systems to come our way anytime soon. I think Nadine will end up by falling apart, but the remnants of it could track into the Lesser Antilles. But as you can see, Leslie right now, a Category 1 storm, and that's tracking eastward away from the United States. As far as the radar goes for the Suncoast, things look pretty quiet right now. There's some shower activity here, maybe just to the south of Inglewood, and some showers offshore. But other than that, everything's going to be quiet and will continue to be quiet. No dew points right now, 74 in Sarasota, about 61 in Tallahassee, 53 in Pensacola this morning. That's evidence of the dry air coming down from the north and northwest. Right now, beautiful conditions. Little humid out there when you walk outside, but still comfortable temperatures in the mid to upper 70s right now. Inglewood, the warm spot at 81. Red tide kind of scattered, but we'll have to wait and see when the new report comes out. This was from earlier in the week, so we'll see when the new report comes out later today if the red tide, as far as the trouble spots, increase or decrease. Hopefully they will decrease. Futurecast, well, we had a cold front that came by yesterday. Now it's sagging southward. A few clouds around this morning, but then with the dry air in place coming in wake of the cold front, then we'll have those clouds be eroded away and we'll be left with lots of sunshine, not only today but tomorrow as well. And clouds start to creep back on Sunday. For the boaters, lovely day. Northwesterly wind at 10 knots, seas 2 feet with a light chop in the bays and inland waterways. Just keep in mind, though, the smell of the dead fish with the red tide. 86 will be your high today, so it's going to be a fantastic day and not average for this time of the year. And as we look at your 7-day outlook, a lovely weekend in store for us, both Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures do climb up a little bit more into the upper 80s, potentially lower 90s, maybe inland. And then a little more moisture comes in from the east and southeast as we get into mid next week to help bring back more of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Back to you.
Taking a look now at first alert traffic, we start in Manatee County. A few issues that are starting early this morning. You can see in the West Samoset area a little bit of backup there, and also on State Road 64 as you head onto I-75. Now heading south into Sarasota County this morning. We'll take a look down there. There we go. There's a little bit more buildup on this Friday morning, Bee Ridge Road, as you head on to I-75 as well. Seems pretty green besides that, US 301, 41, and I-75. Now we head into South County this morning. Things seem to be running smoothly. There is one incident. It appears to be an accident on I-75, yes, northbound near the Sumter Boulevard exit. So if you're taking I-75 northbound this morning, be aware of that.
Singer Kanye West's support of President Trump earned him an invitation yesterday to the White House. The Grammy Award winner, who is also married to Kim Kardashian, met with the president in the Oval Office. Reporter Caitlin Collins has a closer look at that meeting.
Give this guy a hug right here. I love this guy right here.
That embrace coming after one of the most surreal days 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has ever witnessed. President Trump and Kanye West seated across from each other in the Oval Office.
You're in the Oval Office. How does it feel to be in the Oval Office?
Oh, it is good energy in this.
West, wearing the president's signature red Make America Great Again hat,
It made me feel like Superman.
was there to talk criminal justice reform, but went on a freewheeling performance in front of the cameras.
Trump is on his hero's journey right now, and he might not have expected to have a crazy motherfucker like Kanye West run up and support.
West praised Trump repeatedly.
If he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest.
Lashed out at Democrats.
People expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat.
And pitched a replacement for Air Force One.
This right here is the I-Plane 1. It's a hydrogen-powered airplane.
The rapper, who once famously said President George W. Bush didn't care about black people, was asked if he feels the same way about Trump.
As black people, we have to take a responsibility for what we're doing. We kill each other more than police officers.
His monologue even seemed to put the president at a loss for words.
This was just set up to be a lunch.
Asked if he thought Kanye should run for president, Trump sounded encouraging.
Could very well be.
While West promised not to run against him.
Only after 2024.
As major headlines flashed throughout the world, the stock market dipping, questions raised about the death of a Saudi journalist, and recovery underway in Florida, it was another day of reality television at the Trump White House.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive. He can speak for me anytime he wants. He's been a great guy. He's a smart cookie.
was West's second meeting with the president since 2016's election. He visited the then president-elect at Trump Tower back in December of 2016. Very unusual meeting there in Washington.
It certainly was. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Apple is changing the game for its users, what it's doing to warn users when you're receiving a robocall.
Next half hour, curfews are now in effect in some parts of the Panhandle and Georgia. A closer look at the storm damage coming up. But first, this is a look at Manhattan at this hour. They have rain there right now and 62 degrees. That's about as high as they're going to get. We'll have Josh Stone's forecast and more news coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Teachers inspire our children and promote a lifetime of learning. So ABC7 and Ghetto Automotive wants to honor these chalkboard champions by giving them the chance to win $500. But we need your help. Go to mysuncoast.com/chalkboardchampions to nominate an outstanding teacher who's really making a difference. And each month we'll deliver $500 to 1 teacher in Sarasota County and 1 in Manatee County. Go to mysuncoast.com and nominate your chalkboard champion today.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
And welcome back. Looking forward to seeing my friends at the Sarasota Junior League today over lunch. They've got a fashion show and luncheon at the Hyatt, raising money for good projects locally. I'll be hosting the event at the Hyatt. Looking forward to that later on today.
It'll be a beautiful day for it appears. It's supposed to be sunny, a high of 86 today. We'll have more with meteorologist Josh Stone in just a few minutes. But first, take a look at this. Researchers in China have made a breakthrough in reproduction science, producing healthy mice from 2 females using 210 embryos and a new type of gene editing technology. They produced 29 bimaternal mice. Scientists who did the study said they want to understand why some animals can reproduce with 1 parent while others cannot. Not all mice in the study, however, survived. The mice from 2 fathers only lived a couple of days after being born.
I got to reread the story again. Wow.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Bizarre.
Samsung seems to be closer than ever to production of its long-discussed foldable phone.
Foldable phone. The story in today's Tech Bites.
today's Tech Bites, Samsung hyping its foldable phone.
A top company executive saying the long-rumored device will be used as a tablet that can be folded into a phone. The company says the foldable phone could debut as soon as next month at Samsung's developer conference. And Apple seems ready to fight robocalls.
Yeah, the company has filed a patent for technology allowing an iPhone to determine if an incoming call is from a legit source. If that's not the case, the phone would send the user a warning. It's unclear if or when the technology will be used in a future iPhone. And finally, a robot showing off some mad athletic skills.
This is the Atlas robot. It's the latest star from the Robot Masters at Boston Dynamics. Atlas seems ready for American Ninja Warrior. Each step up on that staggered set of boxes was nearly 16 inches high. Good going, Atlas.
Not bad at all. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Lyrica.
Before I had the shooting, burning, pins and needles of diabetic nerve pain, these feet made waves in high school, had a ball being a dad, and built a career in construction. But I couldn't bear my diabetic nerve pain any longer, so I talked to my doctor, and he prescribed Lyrica.
Nerve damage from diabetes causes diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat this pain, from moderate to even severe diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions, suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worse depression, unusual changes in mood or behavior, swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects: dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who've had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Now I have less diabetic nerve pain.
If you're eligible, you could pay as little as $25 a month. Visit Lyrica.com.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Civics on sale is now. During our model year-end sale, try new Civics for just $169 a month. You made Civic the best-selling compact car in America. And now get Civic, a KBB.com's best buy of the year for less than the competition. New Civics just $169 a month. Your last chance for Civics, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Watch Saturdays at midnight on ABC 7. Premieres September 8th.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
And the primary focus at this point is on damage assessment and getting crews in to restore that power as quickly as possible.
Right now, Michael is almost completely in the Atlantic, but the danger is not gone yet, as thousands are still without power and water.
And the work is just getting underway in North Florida and southern Georgia, where Michael made landfall. Some storm victims lost it all. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Good morning. Happy Friday. We've made it to the end of the week. It's October 12th. I'm Jess Dowdrick.
And I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi began his weekend early. In fact, he called Josh Stone and says, hey, go and work for me on Friday morning, would you please?
Yeah, but I began my weekend earlier than him. How about that?
It's like a math equation.
Anyway, we're walking out to beautiful temperatures right now, upper 70s, a few clouds, but I guarantee that there's not going to be any clouds in the forecast by this afternoon because dry air is coming in here. A few little showers just off the coast here at the Suncoast, but that's what's associated with this cold front that's moving south, where you see the dew points are extremely high into the south here, upper 70s right now, but in Pensacola, it's 53 for a dew point, and that's evidence of the dry air that's in place in the wake of this cold front. Shows up in tan here. That's sliding down from the north, and that's going to be on top of us as we go through the afternoon, this evening, and Saturday, and most of Sunday as well. You can see our planner looking brilliant, would be the word. Sunny skies and temperatures very comfortable in the mid-80s, and that dew point level is going to decrease as we go through the day, making things feel very comfortable. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Josh. Time to talk about traffic. First off, here's a live shot at Fruitville and 301, a busy spot there. And as our camera pans around the intersection, you know, it's funny, a couple hours from now, there'll be a packed area. Right now, there's not a lot of activity going on. Here's a few cars coming from the 41-301 junction, but you get the idea. Let's go to the maps right now. Here's the scene first off in Manatee County, 301 northbound. Some congestion as you arrive in downtown Bradenton. Also, State Road 70, some congestion as you get to the 14th Street West traffic light right there. Farther south, this is the situation in northern Sarasota County. No problems so far. And then farther south, here's our viewers to the south. We'll check out how you're doing down there. And there still is an issue there on 75 northbound, an accident in Northport at exit 183 Sumter Boulevard. Doesn't look like it's causing any congestion so far, but just FYI in case you're traveling from Charlotte County up to Northport, there is a problem there, perhaps in the right-hand lane. In the Florida Panhandle, shock and devastation as residents begin to see the full extent of Hurricane Michael's wrath. The storm has since blown through the Carolinas, Virginia, and Maryland with strong winds and flash floods. In the meantime, though, Michael has claimed at least 6 lives. Others are missing, and more than 1 million people have no power at all. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Panama City.
This is all that's left of Mexico Beach, taking a direct hit from Hurricane Michael and its 155-mile-per-hour winds, just shy of a Category 5 storm.
We'd let the current take us to the next stop, and then we'd grab onto a tree.
A husband and wife who stayed behind remember Michael's raw power as the water rushed in, the two finally finding safety in a nearby boat. ABC's Ginger Z and her team rode out the storm in this condo complex, one of the few buildings left standing.
So we've now made it about 10 blocks, and the destruction hasn't ended.
At Bay Medical Center in nearby Panama City.
The wind took a path, and when they broke those doors out and broke these doors out, the wind made a wind tunnel through the emergency department.
Doctors describe trying to hold the doors shut to save their critical patients from the storm's force. Now, the entire hospital is under emergency evacuation. Block by block, now in ruins. Trees cutting through the middle of this house. Roofs blown straight off.
Search and rescue.
Search and rescues going door to door, fearing there could be more people trapped inside.
First thing is making sure everybody's safe.
The job ahead is overwhelming as Michael continues to spread his path of destruction northward, bringing hurricane-force winds to Georgia and battering the coast with heavy rains.
It was sinking fast.
Rescues underway in Virginia as the already soaked Carolinas are drenched with even more rain. And while the community here is devastated, we've also seen them come together. One man was out grilling for his neighbors, and even Waffle House restaurants have reopened less than 24 hours after the storm. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Panama City, Florida.
The owner of a local Sarasota business is collecting supplies to send north to Panama City. Scott Gerber, the founder of Tube Dude, was born in Panama City and spent most of his childhood on Mexico Beach, which is now pretty much gone. Gerber is collecting supplies like water, canned food, batteries, diapers, and anything else that will help people who are recovering from the storm.
What we're wanting to do is take the truck, load it up, let people know that they have friends in Sarasota that think about them, care about them, and take up Highway 19 and kind of go in the back door and get it directly to the people that need it right away.
Gerber says he is waiting for the call from his friends in the Panhandle to let him know when he's able to drive into the area. If you want to drop off any supplies for him to send that way, you can drop them off at this address, 1710 Main Street in downtown Sarasota.
The American Red Cross is now in the areas directly hit by the storm. This is the scene in Albany, Georgia, where you can see power crews at work. Thousands are still without power. The Red Cross director says the winds were comparable to Hurricane Katrina, and it lasted for hours. He says power is out everywhere, and there's plenty of structure damage as well. He's assessing the needs in different towns.
It's just a bunch of assessment, trying to see who needs shelters, where shelters were, because people, in some towns, people they'll open up shelters, just trying to see where we need to put the most pressure on.
Brown says they'll continue working in hurricane-ravaged areas well into next week.
And many in southwest Georgia now not only had their homes destroyed, but their cars as well. Take a look at this tree that crushed this woman's car. Both her and her husband's car was completely destroyed. She says she laid on top of her children during the storm in what she called the scariest experience of her life.
Really hard, being that both of our vehicles are damaged and we don't know what our home looks like. So there's no telling what kind of damage is on our house. And now we're stuck not knowing what to do. Like, my car's messed up and his truck's undrivable because of the windshield. So we don't even know how we're going to make it home.
Residents say the community is rallying together to get through the devastation.
Meantime, for homeowners across the Carolinas, the amount of damage left behind by Hurricane Florence has been overwhelming. The recent floods have also challenged real estate agents to truly know more about the homes and the property they're selling. However, for some neighborhoods, the reality of getting those houses back on the market presents a large challenge for sellers.
I just don't see how it's possible. What happens there, I don't know. But I mean, from my standpoint, when we were there, helping get some people out, there were so many people just throwing their hands up saying, I'm done, I'm not even coming back to it. And you can't blame them.
And he also stresses the importance of investing in flood insurance. 5:37 right now, on to other news. The future of the proposed Venice Regional Hospital is still unknown. Sarasota County Commissioners put off a decision this week. This time it was due to a proposed change, widening Venice Avenue from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to help with the extra traffic for the new hospital. It would also be built on a big piece of land on Venice Avenue east of the Jacaranda Boulevard Rotunda area. Many neighbors near there say, hey, not in my backyard.
And therefore, the next parcel down could say, hey, you can't deny me rezoning from residential to commercial because you already did it next door. It's a domino effect. That is what we were very fearful of. Hospital, yes. Location, no. In a nutshell.
So the next public hearing is set for November the 7th.
Looking ahead, guided tours are coming to Sarasota. A local entrepreneur will soon start Discover Sarasota trolley tours. Starting later this month, visitors or locals who want to learn more about Sarasota can take one of 4 guided tours. Options include a city theme, a circus theme, or a ghost tour. There's also a Friday night happy hour tour as well. Tickets start at just $35.
The kickoff of the Selby Botanical Gardens annual orchid show starts today. We got a sneak peek of what you can expect there. The show is named Endless Forms. It features the rare and unusual from the garden's living plant collection. The creators of the show say the theme gave them a chance to play with different colors and shapes that these plants offer.
I really want them to be inspired by nature. I mean, that's really what a botanical garden is best at doing, is reconnecting people with nature. So hopefully they'll come, they'll be wowed by the orchids, they'll learn a little bit about it, then they'll go to the mansion and they'll learn about the way botanists work with plants and why that's important.
You've got plenty of time. The show runs through November the 25th. Looks like fun. Still ahead, sad loss for our community. Employer, landlord, and developer Harvey Vengroff has passed away. A closer look at his legacy on the Suncoast.
Now you're looking live at the downtown Sarasota from our station. The sun may not be up yet, but it's coming. It's supposed to be a sunny day today. I heard from meteorologist Josh Stone, who joins us now in the Weather Center.
That's right, Just. Yeah, lots of sunshine in our forecast and beautiful temperatures. And with a dew point on the decrease, it's going to feel absolutely lovely for this Friday afternoon. As far as the latest on Michael, we'll break this down for you and show you where Michael's going to be heading next. Coming after the break. Stay with us.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I know,
I
I
was.
heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today, and we're going to talk about Michael. It's a post-tropical cyclone storm, so it doesn't have the tropical characteristics anymore, but it still is producing some very heavy rain coming over Long Island. The only good news about this is it's actually picked up speed and it's moving a little bit faster than when it did the other day. Obviously, when it first made landfall, it's a slow-moving storm, and it just kind of slowly raked its way through the panhandle and into Georgia. But now it's picked up some steam here, moving at 29 miles per hour, has sustained winds of 65. So where is Michael heading? across the pond, across the Atlantic, but it's actually going to stay intact as an area of low pressure and move its way into Europe. So they could be experiencing the leftover wrath of Michael over the next week or so. A couple of other systems out here. We have Leslie and Nadine. Nadine may make its way across the Atlantic, but it's really going to be probably a tropical wave by the time it gets to the Caribbean. It's a tropical storm. And then Leslie's actually a Category 1 hurricane, but that's moving eastward and away from the United States. The peak of the hurricane season was on September 10th. Then, as you can see, over the history, as we've been recording these storms, things start to drop off, but there is a little blip that happens in October, and obviously here in the Panhandle of Florida, we felt that blip that took place just a few days ago with Hurricane Michael. And as far as this season, you can see we've already had 7 hurricanes, and 2 of those have been major. Right now, everything's quiet. We have the radar show some green blotches here. I think the National Weather Service has turned it up to clear air mode where it can pick up specks of dust and insects, ground clutter we call it. Really nothing to show you here. A few light showers down around south of Naples, maybe Marco Island. If you're heading that direction, you could see some showers. And south of Inglewood here, maybe around Rotunda, a little light shower this morning. We have dry air coming in the wake of the cold front that came over the overnight hours of last night and this morning. So you can see the dew point right now in Pensacola, 53, while it's 74 here in Sarasota. So that tells us that dry air is coming and it's going to make things feel a lot more comfortable. 78 degrees our current temperature. A few clouds right now, but we'll have mostly sunny skies by this afternoon. Red tide is still around. We'll just have to watch this. This was from the other day, but we'll be getting an update on the red tide as we go through this afternoon. Now, as far as the futurecast goes, talked about the cold front that charged in overnight. That's moving southward. Behind it, nothing to show you here other than the dry air that's going to filter in from the north and help to bring clear skies. So a great night to stargaze later tonight, and we'll have sunny skies on Saturday. Sea is 2 feet with light conditions in the bays. Temperature won't be 88, actually be 86 today. Mostly sunny skies and comfortable conditions. Expect a north wind, not very breezy at all, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as far as the weekend forecast goes, as we discussed, it's going to be, it was there a second ago. Let's push the buttons on my clicker to get the forecast up. It's technology, live television. Anyway, we'll just talk about the boating forecast. Beautiful conditions to take the boat out, but as far as the weekend forecast, looking really nice. Sunny skies and highs topping out in the mid-80s. Back to you.
All right, Josh, we'll look at that 7-day forecast in a little bit when hopefully technology is cooperating with us. But now it's time to take a look at First Alert traffic. You're looking live at Fruitville Road and US 301. It may not look like it right now, but this is one of the busiest, if not the busiest intersection in Sarasota County. There's a few cars and trucks moving through the area right now. It'll look a little different probably in about an hour from now. Now we're taking a look at our traffic maps this morning. We start in Manatee County, where things overall are running well. I-75, you've got the green there. Also 41 and 301, just some minor slowdowns in different parts of the county. So we head south into Sarasota County. Looks about the same. I-75, things are running smoothly. Fruitville Road, Bee Ridge, Clark Road. You've got a smooth commute if you're heading out at this point in the morning, and we're heading south to South County. We still have that incident on I-75 northbound at the Sumter Boulevard exit. There is an accident, so beware of that if you are heading north on I-75. A local man who was a champion for the homeless, mentally ill, and others who needed help has passed away.
Harvey Vengroff began his career as a bill collector back in the 1960s, going door to door, the Great Dane. He grew that business into a worldwide company, billion-dollar company. He then turned his attention to helping others in our area through affordable housing, both as a developer and a landlord. Marla Spence has reaction from 2 of his 5 children. She joins us now live in the newsroom. Marla?
Hey, Ray and Jess, the community is mourning this man. He's known as a champion for leading the effort to find affordable housing for so many people right here on the Suncoast. Take a look. This is Harvey Van Groff. He passed away early Thursday morning after battling health issues. Now, he was only 77 years old. For years, Van Groff dedicated his life to building affordable housing by transforming old hotels and motels into apartments that many on the Suncoast can afford. Now, helping people was truly dear to Van Groff's heart. Over the last couple of years, he's helped 19 people become millionaires with their ideas by just showing them the way. The news came as a shock to Wendy Vasquez. She worked closely with Harvey and the Van Groff family to find housing and buildings to help the homeless and victims of human trafficking.
We lost an angel that is here on earth and has done so much for the community, for Sarasota.
One of the things he wanted to make sure was that we promised to continue his legacy.
And that's exactly what Van Groff's sons plan to do. Mark and Travis Van Groff say they will continue to build their father's legacy with the Affordable Housing Foundation. So far, there is no word yet on any memorial services for Van Groff. Back to you guys.
It's good to hear that his sons are going to continue on with his company. I know that was a passion of his, and I know he was a good friend of yours, right?
Yeah, we were good friends. So here's a shot of us recently at a brunch with our respective wives. But, you know, he was one of the wealthiest guys in the area, but you'd never know it. He dressed in T-shirts. He wore a denim shirt that day and shorts as usual. Understated, humble, very calm. I mean, you were around him, too. He was very calm, wasn't he?
Yeah, he always was. He always made you feel comfortable, too. It was like you made a new friend every time you went to meet him.
Just loved him. He was just Harvey.
He was a really nice
guy. Great guy to be missed. 5:50 right now. Look at this video now from Mexico Beach. That's where Hurricane Michael pounded through the area at Category 4 strength. Trees are blocking parts of the area, which leads to a road to Mexico Beach. As you can see, there are hundreds of trees that are left on or blocking the road. And just a reminder, now's your chance to win more than $500 million.
The latest Mega Millions jackpot is now up to over $540 million. The grand prize has been growing for 22 consecutive drawings since back in July. The next drawing is set for later today. Ray, what would you do with all of that money?
Buy the station and make you the morning anchor for
Oh, I appreciate that. You should buy a ticket.
Yeah, maybe. You got to play, as they say, right? All right, 5:51. Here's a peek outside. What would you do, by the way?
I would pay off my parents' house, pay off my sister's college tuition money that she's trying to pay back. I'd help all the animals in the world.
All of them.
All of them.
Every last one. There's a tower cam shot right now. We'll come back with the day's top news headlines and also chat one more time this hour with Josh Stone.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com. Ghetto's got it.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
Here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
He employed hundreds, was a landlord to thousands, and had plans to build workplace housing in Sarasota. But Harvey Vengroff passed away yesterday after a brief illness. He was 77 years old.
Plus, the Sarasota business owner is collecting supplies to send to Panama City for Hurricane Michael victims. You can help by donating water, canned food, batteries, diapers, or any other supplies you think these victims may need.
And visitors to Sarasota can soon get a guided trolley tour of the area's biggest attractions. Discover Sarasota Tours will have a city theme, a circus theme, and also a ghost tour, as well as a happy hour tour as well when it starts next week.
Let's head over to Josh Stone, who's in the Weather Center.
Thanks so much, Jess and Ray. Here is the 7-day outlook, and over the weekend it's going to be nice, mostly sunny, and temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. And then by next week, especially in the mid portion of the week, we start to have more of a rain chance as a easterly, southeasterly wind comes into effect to bring in a little more moisture. But still, all in all, I think this upcoming weekend is going to be beautiful. Low humidity, the dew point will be low, and lots of sunshine. Back to you.
It's the calm after the storm.
There's that 7-day forecast we were waiting for.
There it is. And we'll have much more news and traffic and weather all straight ahead in the second hour of Good Morning Suncoast.